All right, so the last part of this section is we're going to go through indirect measurements. All right, so our objectives for this section were to be able to use angle-angle similarity, side-angle-side similarity, and side-side-side similarity, which we've already gone through. And then the last one is to be able to use similarity to find indirect measurements. All right, so sometimes you can use similar triangles to find the lengths that cannot be measured using a ruler or other measuring devices. So, for instance, if you want to find the height of a tree, sometimes you can't use a ruler, so you can use its shadows or reflections in a mirror to help measure how high that tree really is. And you can use what I was saying, indirect measurements, to find lengths that are difficult to measure directly. One method of indirect measurement uses the fact that light reflects off a mirror at the same angle at which it hits the mirror. Right? So when the light reflects off the mirror, so if we have a mirror here on our floor, and when the light reflects off that mirror and it reflects back, these two angles are the same. So it reflects at the same angle at which it hits the mirror. Right? So that's how we can use indirect. Let me move this over so it's on the picture. So that's how we can use indirect measurements. So here we're going to do our work over here on the side, but here it says find the lengths in similar triangles. So rock climbing. Before rock climbing, Darius wants to know how high he will climb. So he wants to know how high is this SJ. He places a mirror on the ground and walks backwards until he can see the top of the cliff in the mirror. What is the height of the cliff? So we know that these two triangles are similar through angle-angle. Because he is perpendicular to the ground, we know that the reflection off the mirror is the exact same, and we know that this cliff is going to be perpendicular to the ground as well. So we know that we have two similar triangles. So all we need to do now is create a proportion. It doesn't matter how you start it, but it matters how, once you get it started, it's all about consistency. So I'm going to do the height of the person, the height of Darius, so HT, over top of the height of the cliff, so JS. And then since I went from the person to the cliff, so I went from the person to the cliff, I need to be doing the same thing going forward. So I don't know the length here from Darius' eyes to the mirror, and I don't know this length here. So I won't use either of those. But I do know how far away Darius is standing from the mirror, and I know how far away that mirror is from the cliff. So we can then say that this HT over JS, it has to be equal to TV, because it was the height in Darius, so it's got to be the distance from Darius to the mirror, over top of SV. And then we just plug in and we solve. So this will be 5.5 over top of X is equal to 6 over top of 34. Now, one of the things you have to be aware of, these units, feet, in order for you to use indirect measurement, you must put it in the same units. All right, so we want to have everything in feet, everything in inches, or whatever, centimeters, meters. Now remember, on a test, I'll provide a sheet that tells you how many inches are in a foot, how many feet are in the yards, etc. that we need. I'll try to keep all the questions to centimeters and meters as much as possible, but if not, I'll provide it for you. All right, now from here, we will cross multiply. So we will get 6 times X is equal to 5.5 times 34. So then we get 6X is equal to 187. We will divide each side by 6, and we get X is equal to 31.16 repeating feet. It was originally written as a decimal. This will be acceptable. This is 31 feet and 1/6. So 31 and 1/6 feet. Or this will be 31 feet and 2 inches. Right, if you wanted to find out how many inches it was. But if this was a question on a test, I would be clear as to how I would want to see you guys write it. But that is your answer for X. So we were able to use indirect measurement to solve for the height of the cliff. And we can create similar triangles. All right, so that is it for this video, and that's it for this section.